The worst thing is watching someone drown and not being able to convince them that they can save themselves by just standing up. We've all experienced the horrible feeling of watching someone we love struggle because of the bad decisions they've made or are making. It's as if you are watching them drown in a stormy sea and can do nothing but stand by the shoreline to watch. Drug addiction is something I would love to think that nobody has to go through for themselves or with a family member, but I know that is not the case. There are many people in this world, and I'm sure even in this room, who've had their lives touched by addiction. So today I'm going to talk about Al-Anon. Al-Anon provides a safe and judge-free environment for families and friends of addicts to share their stories as well as find support from others experiencing the same tragedies. It's a group setting that follows steps to help people cope with dealing with an addict. You do not give advice there or try to counsel another member, you just listen, and I think that's the beauty of it. Each person is equal to one another, and you get to see as each member progresses over time with the steps given. Also, there's Narcanon and Alateen. Al-Anon deals primarily with alcoholics, where Narcanon deals with families who are dealing with a narcotic addict, and Alateen is for younger members of families dealing with alcoholics. So in class, we've learned about the benefits of support groups in Chapter 9. It helps the individual to feel not alone as well as gain support from others. We've also learned how important it is to have a support group. So Al-Anon is based around 12 steps, and these steps are basically word for word taken from, taken from Alcoholics Anonymous. I found this to be rewarding because you're able to relate and go through these steps with your family member or friend if they are also attending the meetings. It's kind of a religion-based. It doesn't say necessarily that you have to believe in God, like Christianity or Catholicism, but some higher form than yourself. So, I don't know. I believe this holds you accountable and gives you hope as well that there's a being higher than yourself helping you along the way as well as watching. So I'm going to go over the 12 steps with you guys. There's no timeline that these steps have to be completed. They encourage you to keep a little notebook at the meeting just so you can see your progress as it's being completed. So the steps are like the bread and butter of the meeting, so if you were to attend, these would be the steps that you'd follow. So number 1 is that you admit that you have a problem. Number 2 is that you've come to believe a power greater than yourself. And number 3 is trust in your higher power and turn your life over to him. 4 is take a moral inventory of yourself, be truthful while doing so. 5 is admit to your higher power and another person of your wrongdoings. 6, have a change of heart, become entirely ready for your higher power to remove all our defects of character. And 7 is based on humility. I want you to humbly ask your higher power to remove your shortcomings. Number 8 is that you make a list of all those you've wronged and become willing to make amends. Number 9 is that you make direct amends to these people, except when doing so it would cause harm to them or others. Number 10 is based on daily accountability. So when you do something wrong, admit it and change it. Number 11 is based on personal revelation. You seek only the wisdom from your higher power to stay on course and the strength to do so. Number 12 is the last step, and that's based on service, and it's to tell others of your accomplishments, and then you continue to practice the 12 steps. There's also the 12 traditions that Al-Anon members follow, Narcanon and Alateen. Alateen's a little different, but Narcanon is the same kind of thing. It's just based around narcotics. But so also they follow the 12 traditions. And overall, the 12 traditions give you an idea of what Al-Anon stands for. I think number 5 and 11 give a good base of what is expected as an Al-Anon member. So number 5 is each Al-Anon family group has but one purpose: to help families of alcoholics. We do this by practicing the 12 steps of AA ourselves, by encouraging and understanding our alcoholic relatives, and by welcoming and giving comfort to families of alcoholics. Number 11 is our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity, at the level of press, radio, films, and TV. We will need to guard with special care our AA members and make sure that they remain anonymous. I think Al-Anon is a wonderful asset to families dealing with addicts. I have personally attended 3 Narcanon meetings in about the last 2 months. I have a brother who knows I'm sharing a little bit about of his story. He's been an addict for 6 years. And it was in my personal experience that I felt just really lost and scared and completely obsessed with trying to help him. I went to he went to a bunch of rehabs, we went to all his family meetings, we all read up on his addiction, and for a long time my family thought that we could cage him up and make him stop doing what he was doing. And for years we tried to force him into recovery, and I think Al-Anon is great because it helps you realize that you can't do that. You cannot make anybody do anything that they don't want to. They have to choose it for themselves. So the meetings help you to cope with that. They help you to deal with like the ups and downs of being part of an addict's life. Al-Anon helps you to understand, to the best of our ability, the mindset of an addict and just how you can sit along for the ride and not completely lose your mind. So Al-Anon also has a few words of wisdom. The words of wisdom are just something to help you when you're, just having a hard time and you need to little pick me up. So some of those are: let it begin with me, one day at a time, it is what it is, together we can make it, how important is it? Question mark. Keep it simple, first things first, let go and let God, healthy boundaries, and last one is but for the grace of God. There's many more, and there's tons of literature that Al-Anon offers to help you understand a little bit better and just, help you on your way to your own personal recovery, going through this process, and your addicts as well. Now, how to find an Al-Anon meeting, I guess. Well, you can go to www.alanon.com. Same thing for Narcanon. You go to www.narcanon.com. There's a slash in between, so there's a dash in between. AL-ANON, and then for Narcanon it's the same thing. Between Narc and Anon is the dash. So at the top of the screen you're going to see that there's a bar that says find a meeting. It goes by state, so you pick a state and it shows you all the local meetings that are around you. The meetings are held in all different types of facilities. A lot of them are held in churches, but it is not, they stress that they are not there to talk about God and whether you believe in, Jesus Christ, for example. It's mainly about getting support from people who are also going through the same things and coping with those issues. So you can also do electronic meetings online or by telephone. And every meeting is a little different depending on who is hosting. The principles are still the same to stay consistent, though. They suggest that you go to about 4 to 6 meetings to find the atmosphere that is right for you. Also, oh well, that's it. So I guess if there ever comes a day where any of you would need to use this, I hope that I have provided you with enough information that you would feel confident to do so. So, thank you. Bye.